What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerd and nerdettes? It is Dash Rendar here again, and we have got a super fun RPG-filled nerdy video today. Pardon the interruption, but it appears that the algorithm has spoken. What? The videos you have done with the sling, the bow, and all manner of ancient weapons have woefully underperformed compared to the fitness video you had done. Really? Like, outperformed by like a lot? That's a little disappointing. Not mad, just, disappointed is all. But what that means, I'm afraid, is that it's the time of the month where you must do another fitness video to appease the algorithm gods. Oh gosh dang it, Sir Gaines, could you not? Yes! No more stupid archery crap today. We are going to get some gains. Is he gonna be doing that for long? He'll tuck himself out pretty quick. He's got very little cardio. What a sport. Anyways, your quest awaits. All right, fine. I will do this. But if I'm gonna do it, just know, I'm gonna do it my way. I'd like to begin by saying fitness to me at its core is what I would consider to be a side quest of life. Because in life, just like in video games, there are main quests. For Narcissus, I came as quick as I heard. Most humble greetings, Sexy Ranger 001. What's going on here? Oh, this is the customary garb of Narcissus. How else can one divine thy gains? Yeah, okay. Just seems like there's a couple of spots where you may be vulnerable, even, with the abs and such. Kingdom of Narcissus is in great danger. A threat most foul. Now kneel. Okay, we're doing that? All right, okay, yeah, all right. Here we are, doing this. Okay, yeah, You're welcome. And then there are side quests. Just to be clear, you're telling me a max level ranger to pick 10 flowers. What's the reward for doing this? I hate being a completionist. Now, the thing about side quests is they can, of course, help you in the end game. They can make things easier, oftentimes just make you feel better, perform better at certain things. You can have more energy for your family and for your kids to do more adventuring and things of that nature. But don't get it twisted, it is not a main quest. Oh, totally. Oh, worth it. So last time I did one of these, I talked a lot about what I do for exercise, what my routine is, how I went from heavier to much thinner, what I do to maintain that physique. But in this one, I want to talk a little bit more about fitness as a whole. And I feel that a lot of people are susceptible to getting misinformation and seeing things in a way that is providing a bad light on what it is to be a fully developed person. There's a lot of ways to perceive success in life, whether that be money, your family, your children. Unfortunately, it's taken a backseat to fitness and looking a certain way. It's become kind of the barometer for success in this world is having abs. Because when you grow up and when you get older, it really doesn't mean that much. Because in my perception, the way I view the world, my best barometer of success and what I have accomplished is going to be how my children inhabit the world and how my children grow up as men, and the relationship that I had with my wife and those around me. That's far more important. I think that's the thing that drives me a little crazy about the fitness industry, is it's kind of flipping things on its head and putting things that should be on a pedestal.
This is my entire
on a pedestal, and people perceive that as the success in their life. But really, I'm almost 40. I just turned 39. I can already tell I'm starting to slow down a little bit. The energy's not there anymore, but I can see that energy in my sons and when I play with them. And you really get a perception of that's where the time should be spent, is putting it into the next generation so they can become the best version of themselves. Because really, it's not about you at the end of the day. It's about giving back to those in your circle so they have the best chance of success in their life. So I think the thing that's missing a lot of times is the passion. It becomes more of a chore or a task to try to look a certain way than having fun in the journey. And to talk about having fun on the journey, we head back to the pain cave, which is where I ride my bike. Now, last time I did one of these fitness videos, I got a sizable amount of people giving me grief because I said I don't do leg day. And the consensus from them, who I assume are bros,
Bro,
was saying, you can't say you're anti-bro and not train legs. But in reality, I do train legs. I just don't like to train legs with weights. Because just like in any RPG or any tabletop game, there's different classes and different things for a reason. Me personally, I don't care about being able to lift heavy with squats or deadlift or anything like that. I want my legs to be functionally strong endurance-wise. That's where I'm putting all my attributes into, is stamina. Because I think it's good for my heart, and I enjoy it so much more than doing those things. Weightlifting as a whole, as I've said before many times, is just the worst. And so in doing this, I'm able to do something I enjoy, and also, like I said, listen to audiobooks about Warhammer. Last time, what was I on? But I'm almost done with Flight of the Eisenberg now. Again, it's like I get to do two things at once and two things that I love. And that's the one thing I really want to stress to everyone out there, is there's so much samey in the fitness industry as far as this is the workout to do, this is the physique you want to have. You really got to customize it to what your goals and your ambitions are. My goal in fitness is I want to be healthy, but I also want to be fast on the bicycle when I do races and things like that. So doing heavy squats or deadlifts doesn't appeal to me because it has nothing to do with what my desires are with my fitness goals. So make the fitness goals your own. Don't try to follow the formula someone else lays out for you. Find the things that you're passionate about, pursue those with zest and gusto, and roll from there. Then last, of course, for anyone who missed it, what are my cardio goals? Well, I try to get 7 hours a week, so it's like an hour a day, sometimes an hour and a half, about 6 to 7 times per week. This is the first thing I do every day. I wake up 3 o'clock, and this is where I am on my trainer, listening to audiobooks. I enjoy that too, it's because I feel like it gives me a little bit of wiggle room if I go out and I want to have a few beers with my wife, if we have a date night. I'm consistent in this so that if the opportunity arises to have some fun, I don't feel like I need to pass on it because I put my hard work in. And lastly, just because everyone likes to show off their cool stuff, this is the fleet of bike collections that I have. This is the bike that I take just for general type races. This is the Argon 18 for the time trials. This is a cross bike that I have. I don't cross ride much anymore because I get hurt a lot. And then my wife's bike and my kids' bikes over there. But all that to say that this is simply just another extension of passion that I have that fitness is tied to, but it's not done to try and look a certain way. Everything I do as hard as possible. Genetics kind of deem what the results look like. So some people may train the same as me, but may not have the long torso like I do or the short legs. So you may look totally different. But that's the thing that's not important to me, is just I go as hard as I can and the results are the results. I definitely suggest you take everything with a grain of salt, because in reality, it's one of the least important things in this world, and genetics play a large role into how you look. Just to answer everything else, last time I said, of course I do not use any supplements. And then everyone was like, TRT, and I was like, what the heck is that?
what is TRT? Huh.
And so no, I don't use that. Guys, this is just, what you see is what you get. I go as hard as I can, and the results are the results, And then as my body slows down, as I age, I don't look as good. That's just the circle of life. I don't care enough to try to add chemicals or things to my body because it's not that important to me. This week's video is brought to you by the algorithm. Do you find that your YouTube feed is filled with stuff mainly that you don't subscribe to? And on a whole, it tends to be very divisive, inflammatory type content. Well, that's because we at YouTube care about making money. The things that get the most clicks are often the ones that cause the most dissension, cause the most disharmony, and that's what people watch. They either hate watch it or they watch it to agree with it. And in doing so, it increases our chance for ad revenue. So if there are niches and channels that don't make their money off of being hateful or causing feuds between other creators, well, we just don't like to push it. So if you are subscribed to people and you haven't seen their content in a while, be sure to check their pages out because more often than not, they're still producing content. You're just not getting it because it's not making YouTube money. Also, of course, since I promised a fitness video, I'm gonna go over a couple of gaps that people weren't sure about last time in the weightlifting routine. We will go to the gym now, but guys, just take this all from an amateur's perspective. This is not my thing. I do not research it, and I'm not coming from a place of deep scientific knowledge. I am just telling you what I do, and take that as you will. If you want to replicate it and try it, great. But if not, don't look at this as some end-all be-all. This is just me. Welcome back to the gym. We are in my friend's garage here, as he's got quite the setup, and I want to use this to kind of illustrate just what one of the days look like, because a lot of people had questions about spacing in between time, in between sets, and how I do that. So I'm going to go over that in a little more detail here, just so you guys ask to know. But once again, if you want fitness advice, there's better people out there. I'm just doing this just to try to give clarity on what exercises I do. If you want to try and replicate it, great. If not, I'm sure you can find someone who's a better trainer than I am real quick. You guys will be joining me for my arm day. And so like I said before, I do one body part per day per week. Just that's the most efficient use of time I feel for the limited window I have. First thing I'm gonna do is a light set of 20. And don't let these fool you, these are like bumper weights or whatever they're called, so that's like 15 pounds. I'm not warming up with the 45 pounds. So these are just super easy, super controlled, and I start off with a set of 20. After I finish that set of 20, I'm gonna add probably 5 more pounds, and my rest time in between is gonna be about 1 minute. So 60 seconds in between the lighter reps. So this is 20. Okay, so that's been 1 minute. So now next set is 18. So again, it should be pretty easy to do. And I just rep these out until I get there. It should start getting harder now. Still 1 minute reps in between, but this is gonna be a set of 12. I should start to feel a little more strain and fatigue earlier on if I'm feeling like it's a good, strong day. So still 1 minute rest in between the sets at this point, and this is gonna be 10. So this should be basically feeling at 10. It's like the heart should start to feel like I'm getting a pretty good burn around 7 or 8, and then I should be able to struggle till 10. And then after this, we're moving to the sets of 8. So this is like the real workout that I feel. The beginning is just kind of like a pyramid or a reverse pyramid, whatever it's called. And so these are 3 sets of 8 where I fail at 8. In this one, in between each one, I rest about 2 minutes. So early on, those lighter sets is a minute rest. This is 2 minutes in between each one, because the goal is I really want to get there just by like the skin of my teeth to number 8. So it's gonna be a struggle for each one almost. Each specific like movement or whatever takes me probably about 20 minutes to complete, and that's just why I usually do 3 movements per day. Like again, this is not something that is going to be highly recommended by anyone. This is just the way that I do it because it's been consistently something I've been able to do and wrap my head around. It's simple. I don't like putting too much thought into lifting weights. I'm like, all right, this seems like it'll work. After that's all done, I go to incline curls. Same construct, guys, same thing. So this is just the way that I do it. Just start off light, kind of get a sense for how I'm feeling today. I do like doing the pyramid because I feel it helps me gauge how strong I'm feeling as I get closer to the number. So I don't have to, be like, oh, today I feel this strong, But I can tell by the time I get to the working set, so to speak, how I'm gonna do and what number I should be at, just through repetition and time. And it kind of helps me build into it slowly. So I like it because I feel it has a long warm up. I haven't been injured doing this the past 5-6 years, and I don't like getting hurt. So I think the slow warm up and the higher volume as well, not doing 1 rep, 2 rep maxes to basically just blow out my shoulder or whatever. That's what war bows are for. Take a time and everyone's standing so you just have to watch me lift weights. I've already done the warm-up type sets, and this is my working set of like 8. Some days you do it and it feels good, and then I'll go a little bit heavier, maybe 5 pounds. And then some days I barely make it or I don't make it. It's just trying to sustain a certain number with a similar weight and then slowly growing or increasing it. I don't want to put that much thought into weights. I just want to do what I do as hard as I can, not hurt myself, and try and stay stronger as I get older. And then every now and then I try to mix it up with something that feels like it's a good movement and a little bit different than what I just did. So some sort of isolation type movement. And so since they don't have the ropes here, I just figured something like this seems to be isolating the bicep a little bit differently than what I just did. So I'll kind of end with something that's more of an isolation type movement. And in this case, I chose this. So that's what it looks like with rest times in between, 3 movements per body part per day basically. And I just spend a lot of time doing that one thing. Like I kind of said, the biggest thing is just trying to not do anything to get myself injured, and something that I can find I do consistently doesn't take up a lot of brain space. There's a lot of science in fitness and muscle building and things like that, and there's a lot of people who are well informed on that as the best way to get the best results. But it's just not something I want to use to take up a lot of mind space personally. There's other things I enjoy much more. So I found that this is something that I can just maintain and do, and I've done it for a long time without injury. And so I just stick to it. I'm kind of a creature of habit in that way. If it works now, I'm going to keep doing the same thing ad infinitum. Now for this next section, it is said that abs are made in the kitchen. And I am not an expert on anything, but I do feel I would be willing to stand on that hill that most of how you look comes from how you eat. And last time I didn't touch on it too much, so I'm gonna go to the kitchen for this part and talk about what I consume, how I prep, and just a little bit more into the diet aspects. I didn't touch on that too much last time. Now in a mantra that's seriously overused, fail, prepare, prepare to fail. This is kind of the meal that I kind of cook for the week or so like that. So I just barbecue a ton of chicken, zucchini, different things like that I can just kind of pull out when I need to eat. And so again, it's just gonna be lean meats, nothing special. This is for the kiddos, of course, spaghetti and meatballs, because your young ones have some carbs every now and then. And in addition to that, other stuff that's often eaten is gonna be broccoli. Celery is super common as well. So a lot of greens. Basically the idea is gonna be high volume, low calorie food. So you're constantly feeling full, because there's nothing worse than feeling hungry all the time. What's up, bud? You're not hungry anymore? Okay. All right, you wanna go upstairs? So some people ask why I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to exercise. Well, I'll give you 3 reasons why. Reason number 1, reason number 2, and reason number 3. Hey, reason number 3. These are the 3 reasons I get up at 3 o'clock to exercise, because it's the only time of the day when I have any sort of ample ability to do it. So I do that hour and a half of cardio, then the gym. I get home by 6 o'clock. Then these kids I gotta take them to school. What? Why? Because then after that, it's off to work, and then it's the day. I get home in the evening, it's full dad mode once again, so there's literally no time to do it, and that's the whole point, is you gotta kind of, well, do not do that. Basically, it's chaos in my life 24/7, and that's the only time to actually do anything. Marcus, can you stop it, please? And so that's the reason you gotta make the time. You gotta sacrifice something, so I choose to sacrifice sleep as opposed to family time, because that's where I'd rather be at, is home with the family as opposed to exercising and working out. And also people who asked about the armor, each one of these is actually built up for one of my sons in their namesake's honor. So we have here, here, and where'd you go? Last one, he's hiding. So that's the reason why I have these here, is that each one of them represents one of my children. When they get older, if they want to go ahead and take them as they move out, great. If not, I have this memory of them when they're grown and gone, so I don't forget about them as they've moved on with success in their life, careers, and families. Fingers crossed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the video. There's not as much in this one because I feel like I said everything I really wanted to in the other one as far as routine, exercise, all that good stuff. But I feel that the one big thing, that's my takeaway, is that find the things that you're passionate about and see if there's an avenue or an outlet for fitness in there. If you like competition or combat, jiu-jitsu wrestling is amazing. Great way to get into shape, great way to stay active and challenge yourself. If you like medieval stuff, RPGs, LARPing is good, honestly. I mean, I've done it, you know, it's not something I do frequently, but it's a lot of fun. And the whole time you're out there, you're moving, you're exercising. All that to say, there's no one right way. Going to the gym and going to the Iron Paradise and being a bro is not a good thing to shoot for, guys, please. That's not a life choice that I would suggest. But you can do it without making your entire personality. And you can have fun while doing it and then share your passion with others, because that's what it's all about, really, is just sharing that passion with other people. Oh. How long was that? Did I miss it? Did I miss the fitness video?